Hello and welcome back to another video. Today I'm joined with the fabulous Miss Carne Durkin.
Fabulous, yes, that's me.
Because it is Christmas time, we have the Schloer, we have the Dominos, not sponsored yet, but Dominos, please get in contact
Please return our calls.
for next year. Because this is 2017's A Will and Connor Christmas Chat. So, every year we order pizzas from Domino's, we get two, and we usually get a custom pizza.
Which is normally an abomination that should never see the light of day.
We break the boundaries of what is acceptable in pizza kind with...
Can't really see it.
An original cheese and tomato.
How dare we?
No, that's the backup one. That's just in case the first one is terrible.
You're really holding it the wrong way.
What are you talking about? This is the right way out.
It's not.
Is it not? No, that is the top. Oh no,
No, it's
okay,
not.
He's right. He's
Oh,
right.
you
He's
think
right.
I
He's
don't
right.
know.
He's right. Cut that out. Okay.
Oh.
Oh god.
Oh, that's sort of slimy, but also sort of
Right. Do
dry.
you want to give us a tour?
Bits. This is green peppers. These are raquito peppers,
Yeah.
and then Cumberland sausage.
Everything is improved with Cumberland sausage. So far, so good.
That has no right to work in any way.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's very good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
What are you chucking on the floor? This, I think, is a certified thumbs up.
It's certainly not a thumbs down.
Let's kick off where we mean to go on. Is that the phrase? So what movies have come out this year? What movies have you seen? Should we start backwards and then work our way? Because there's a cloud hanging over us. Can you see it? Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Ooh,
What are your thoughts? No
cloud?
spoilers.
It was
No
a
spoilers in this video for anything. Don't worry about it.
I didn't like when Batman showed up and he kicked everyone in the arse.
I thought Luke Skywalker objectified Wonder Woman far too much.
Yes, no, Last Jedi. No spoilers. I liked it.
Mm-hmm. I liked it as well.
I now know that 50% of you are seething right now,
Mm-hmm.
bashing at the keyboard going, why, how can you possibly, the holes in the cannon.
Where would you put it in the order with all the other films? Now, we've both only
First
seen it
order.
once.
The first order.
Where would you rank all the Star Wars? I think we did this last year with Force Awakens,
We
but
did
where
do.
would you put it now?
I enjoyed it more than Force Awakens, I'll say it. I
Mm-hmm.
thought it was better because it wasn't a carbon copy of Episode 5.
Mm-hmm.
It had similarities. It borrowed a lot from various films, but it wasn't just... There were some weird bits that I didn't feel needed to be in there at all, and it was very long.
And it's the first film I've seen where I genuinely didn't know what was going to happen next. Because every time you thought you knew what was going to happen next, something else would happen.
It was very
And that
good.
was so nice to what I enjoyed it so much that I would put it. Force Awakens was probably my favourite Star Wars film, just because I wasn't a very big Star Wars fan before, and I've tried so hard to watch and enjoy the previous Star Wars, including the original three. To me, it's got to be able to hold up like so many films do that were made back then. So Force Awakens is probably at the top. I don't want to say this is the best one, because I think one, that's too controversial, and two, I need to watch it again.
I think Ryan Johnson did a really good job, and the cinematography for it was
Yeah.
phenomenal. There were a couple of
looked
scenes
amazing.
that, if people will understand, when the entire cinema goes quiet for about 10 or 15 seconds of a majestic scene in space, a very visually stunning scene, and someone actually heard someone in the cinema go, "Holy
In
shit!"
my one, and I saw it at the IMAX. I was right. It went silent, and some guy made a noise. Now, it was a noise that obviously he was going to make anyway to himself in this big, loud, booming cinema.
But it
the
completely-
sound cut off, so everyone heard it. And this guy outside the cinema just went. So today, I literally got back an hour ago from seeing Paddington 2.
Oh,
Very good film.
very good.
Very good film. I put it up there as top film of the year.
Yeah, but you said that about Moana last time, and you were absolutely right. And then watched it when we got back home, and it's a brilliant film.
Yeah. The one disconcerting thing about Paddington 2
Oh, here we go.
is one of the there's so many British actors in there, like amazing, and there's the side characters as well, not just the main ones. And one of them, who's quite a big character in the film, is played by the guy who played Mad Eye Moody in the Harry Potters. I've never seen him.
Brendan Gleeson. Something like that.
I've never seen him in anything else.
Yeah.
And the whole time I was like, Paddington's walking around with Mad Eye Moody.
Yeah.
Where's his eye? Where's his eye gone?
He's going to
Is this
start
a
barking
prequel?
at someone.
Is this a prequel?
He's going to turn into the 10th Doctor at some point.
Because his voice is like so
Yeah.
characteristic.
Ah!
Really enjoyed it. Best thing Hugh Grant's been in years. Like years. It was so good. It was so meta. Because he was playing like a really pretentious actor.
Excellent.
There's a moment when they go into his house and like the camera pans up from these photos into the scene, and the photos are photos of him from like
all the films,
all the things like
very
Notting
cool.
Hill and all these things when he was like all babyface. and it's so funny.
Oh no, do you know what? I know what the worst film I've seen was, and it's not because I didn't enjoy it. It's because I just watched good films. Justice League.
Okay.
Yeah, I will defend Wonder Woman to the death as well. That was
So Wonder Woman is a thumbs up.
Very.
Justice League is a thumbs down. Why? Sum it up.
Wonder Woman has problems. Not a perfect film. I really enjoyed it. She's a great character. Very funny. Chris Pine did a great job. Gal Gadot did a great job. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Some characters didn't pay off. The character, I don't remember the Scottish guy with the.
I haven't seen either.
You haven't seen it. Anyway,
I was on a plane and I fell asleep.
And then we get on to Justice League. It was directed by Zack Snyder up until they pretty much finished. And then
Joss Whedon took over.
And then Joss Whedon took over, Man of Avengers and Buffy fame. And then Joss Whedon came in for all the reshoots and to try and cobble it together. And that clashing style of the two directors is so apparent. Like, from one scene it'll be this very dark, serious, we have to save the world, this is going to destroy all of humanity. And then the next scene they'll be making a fart joke, or they'll be...
on a green screen. Right?
Yeah, and then they CGI'd Henry Cavill's moustache as well. It's not great, and you can absolutely tell, because up until about 2/3 of the way through the film, and then bits at the end where they've moved scenes out of order, it's normal and Superman-y and whatever, and then he just looks like he's got a big puffy Kylie Jenner challenge.
It'll be interesting to see what happens now moving forward. In the next few years, whether they...
I've still got like Aquaman and
because they can't. That's the thing, and they can't reboot everything because Wonder Woman was successful,
very successful.
but then they can't carry on as they are because they're a mess, and it didn't do very well. SpiderMan Homecoming. We tell the people.
Preach to the choir.
We got to go. It wasn't the premiere, but it was a
I
cool
call it a premiere. It was a media
advanced screening at Leicester Square. In preparation for this video, ladies and gentlemen, we are sponsored by Marvel. That's good. We just slagged off DC, so we're on brand. I personally really enjoyed it. It was my favourite Marvel film, and I wasn't a major Marvel fanboy, so it was quite easy for it to become my favourite Marvel film. But I thought it was really fun. I thought it was fresh.
The story was well paced. It was excellently paced.
Tom Holland's in it,
and it was just a perfect encapsulation of Spider-Man as a character, as in the comics and whatever.
Because he felt like a school kid, and usually it's like a 30-year-old man in a spandex suit.
Sorry, Tobey Maguire, but you don't quite fit the role of
being all angsty.
Yeah,
it's like Twilight crossed with DC. That's what the previous Spider-Man films have been like. Yeah. I'd put Star Wars and Paddington 2 over it.
The weakness of that film is that you sort of had to. It is part of the Marvel system, so you have to know.
And Star Wars as well. You can't watch The Last Jedi not knowing about the previous Star Wars films, or it'll be so boring and you won't know what's going on.
You better know what's going on as it is, even if you know. Like, what planet are we on now? It's great. Oh no, Baby Driver. I saw Baby Driver. That was good. It
was on the plane, and I started watching it until Kevin Spacey came in, and I felt like I couldn't really watch it on the plane anymore.
And I watched it after all those allegations came out, and every scene he was in, I was like, oh no.
Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up. I enjoyed it.
Two more films we're going to very quickly go over. Beauty and the Beast.
Didn't see it.
Very, very good. I know a lot of people will be screaming at me if I don't mention it. I thought it was good. I know one of my friends loves it so much that I'll be like, thumbs up. And it was, up until Star Wars, it was the most commercially successful of the year.
It was, yeah.
By far, it made like 1.8 billion.
I think it was banking a lot on nostalgia.
And I'll say it's better than the animated one.
Really? That's a bold statement to make.
Yeah, I'd say it's better than the animated one. I'd like to talk to someone who disagrees. I have to watch them both back to back.
Drama alert! Clickbait! Beauty and the Beast sucks? Question mark?
That's what this video is now called.
Story time.
It's called Ragnarok.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen it either, but we'll mention it as an honourable mention. Right, that was the longest segment in history. Should we move on to TV? Okay, now in the summer, because last year when we did this, Connor hadn't watched Stranger Things.
And we said we would watch it within a week, and then 6 months later, when we saw SpiderMan...
Now Stranger 2... No, let me do that again. Now Stranger Things 2 has come out. Have you watched it?
No.
Very briefly, again, no spoilers. Stranger Things 2... I thought was a perfect sequel to the first, with the exception of one episode that everyone knows about, which you can watch the entire series and miss out one episode and it'll be better without it.
Do you know which number it is so I can avoid it?
7, I think. 7. I think it's episode 7 or 8. You'll know it when it starts, and you'll be like, "This is what is this?" But it gets a lot scarier. I think I know a lot of my friends are put off watching it because they think Stranger Things is scary and they're not into horror. I'm not into horror, but I love the first series. But the second series gets a lot worse.
In that regard, okay.
As in, particularly as the series goes on, it gets more and more kind of horror-esque. And there's one really strong horror episode, which is like Yeah, I would recommend it. If you watch Stranger Things 1, obviously watch Stranger Things 2. If you haven't seen Stranger Things yet, I would recommend it to everyone because I think it's the horror and there's no gore or anything, so I think it's so tame in that regards that it's open to everyone. But Series 2 is maybe a little bit like stronger.
Yeah, fair enough.
Has there been a series of Doctor Who this year? I think there was at the
I
start.
think they finished it and then all-female Doctor. That was controversial for some reason. It was
I'm excited for it. Jodie Whittaker.
That's the one. I'm struggling with the name.
I look forward to watching that tomorrow.
Oh yeah, they're coming back tomorrow.
I started watching Ozark, which is a Netflix series with
what's it?
Jason Bateman.
Oh yeah, Jason Bateman.
Really good. I really enjoyed it. It was quite serious, and I didn't finish it, but I did enjoy it. I would recommend it if you're looking for something to watch.
Dirk Gently, whatever was that this year?
New series of that came out this year. I've heard very good things. It's on my watch list. All in all, we've failed on the TV front this year. We'll do better next year.
It's okay, we're young. TV holds no meaning to us. I haven't paid a TV licence in 5 years.
So let me know what TV shows you have seen this year that you would recommend.
We interrupt this with a message from our sponsor.
Dominos, Schloer and Marvel.
Have you...
Even though I did just kind of... Oh, do you know what I'm going to shit on with Marvels?
Oh, we go back to movies.
No, this is TV still.
Oh, okay, relevant.
Inhumans.
Continue. Inhumans. I thought they released that as a film.
I thought it was a TV show.
Okay, you're probably right. Go for it.
I think it's a TV show, and it is inhumanly bad. Is
that the one with the big dog?
I think so.
Yeah.
I honestly tuned out after an episode.
It's like a pug, a big pug, or a big bulldog. Someone tell me, is that the one with the big dog?
Oh, we've got to go back. I thought of another film, Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
They're gonna know because my slurs changed
Not
colour.
as good as the first one. I don't think. I didn't.
It was
find
Thor Ragnarok in the sense of like joke. And so to me it was like I called it the closest thing I could think of is like an episode of The Big Bang Theory where nothing happens and they just talk to each other for ages. I got to go to the European premiere of that. We really are sponsored by Marvel. So I watched it at like the back of the Apollo. Hammersmith Apollo.
I do have little glasses, little opera glasses to be honest.
Literally. Thought it was really funny, but there were lots of people there. Went and saw it again in the cinema. Thought it was funny, but realised that it was actually quite a bad film. You couldn't watch it without seeing the first one.
Very true.
It's a bit whatever. Cool. Right, let's go back to... We've done TV.
Change the colour again, swap them over.
Theatre. Let's talk theatre.
The one play that
we're
we've seen.
cultured old people now. You've now seen the Harry Potter. Now talk about Harry Potter and the Cursed Child without spoiling anything at all.
Well, I thought it was pretty well acted. I enjoyed the acting. The story was odd and very convoluted in certain. I don't want to spoil anything, but there's plot elements in it that never really work quite well for linear narratives. But the stagecraft was amazing.
That's the thing.
Class A. No,
so
that's drugs.
If you've read the book, which you shouldn't have done, you're a fool.
Yeah, not very good.
The best thing about it is the staging, and the staging is so good that the story is like second to it.
Yeah.
In the way that in some really good films, like characters are the best thing, and the story comes kind of second because you care so much about the characters. It doesn't really matter what happens to them.
Exactly.
And that's what's good about this play. It's such a good play to go and see because it's so incredible to watch, and it's so fun to be with the characters. That what's actually happening doesn't really matter. And I think the book maybe you could call fan fiction, but as a stage. Watching the play would be an insult to call it fan fiction. The cast I saw Hermione was incredible.
She was really
so
good.
Much better than Emma Watson.
I don't know.
Much better. Theatre things I've seen this year. I've seen quite a few. Thank you, Aaron, for taking me to things. I saw Dreamgirls in the past few weeks. Yeah, it was fine. That is all.
With that tone of voice, it was fine.
It was fine.
Don't even care.
No, like it was fun. I wouldn't see it again. Best thing I've seen this year is a musical called Romantics Anonymous. That's what it's called. Romantics Anonymous.
Very nice.
And it's this quaint little wooden, like baby globe, and it is the best thing I've seen on stage this year, and up there is the best things I've ever seen. Because it was so like unique and clever and like crafted to that theatre, and such a sweet little like lovely musical, and really funny.
That's
and
what I really
still on. Go and see it. I've also seen Hair, which was revived for a 50th special thing.
Jesus.
And
Still going.
Huh?
Still going.
It got revived. The cast were really good. They were all. The cast were really good. They were all really talented. But it wasn't my kind of musical. That's why I wasn't crazy. Given the musical, it was the best you could ever do with it. So if you like Hair,
Very nice.
definitely go and see it.
So it's an
makes
excellent
sense.
rendition.
Yeah. Like everything was perfect about it. I just
From the
didn't like
source
the musical.
material, from the polished turd.
I didn't like the source material.
It was a very polished turd.
But
Shiny and iridescent.
I think a lot of people do like it, and in which case, definitely go see it.
I saw a musical on Broadway.
Same.
New
What did
York.
you see?
Wicked.
You
I saw Wicked because it was the cheapest ticket.
you went to Broadway, and of everything that's on there that is exclusive to America, New York, you saw Wicked.
Maybe.
Well, I did it right.
I'll try.
I went to Broadway and I saw Waitress, which is an American exclusive musical, and it was amazing.
Well, it
didn't
felt
eat my
exclusive
pizza.
when I was watching it. To be honest, me and my brother weren't really into it because we don't particularly like musicals. At least
I
not
don't know.
Wicked. At least not Wicked.
I don't like it. No offense to everyone that loves
But
it.
once it got into the music, me and my brother every now and then would just turn to each other and go, "That was a very nice harmony." But again, apparently that's unoriginal, so screw me, right?
So, the other thing I saw on Broadway, which was off Broadway,
Mm.
Puffs, tells the story
Ow.
of all the Harry Potter books from the perspective of the Hufflepuffs. Yeah.
It's a really good idea.
And they have two versions, an adult version, which is very, very adult, lots of swearing, lots of rude jokes, the one you should go and see, and the child-friendly one, which they do matinees, which is the one I had to go see because I wasn't there. They did what the Cursed Child should have done. Well, the Cursed Child should have taken all the plot holes in Harry Potter and filled them. And this
Instead
one,
of just creating more.
this one takes all the plot holes and makes fun of them and like drags them
Exposes them.
out. Harry is in it, played by a girl with ponytails. Hermione is played by a mop, and Ron a broom that Harry carries along because
sidekick.
they're like they're not at all integral to the story, so they're played by mops. Okay, events. What's happened this year?
Oh, not much really. It's been quite quiet. There's no controversial political figures or any sort of social media or real media sexual assault allegations. That's all sort of just been quite quiet. Yeah, really, no conflict in the world. I think we've achieved world peace. Personally, we've achieved utopia. Dunkirk.
Dunkirk came out this year.
Saw it in the IMAX.
Was it good?
It was brilliant. It's
Good
it
visually or
is
good
a-
everything?
Acting actually was real, and Harry Styles was in it and didn't do a shit job. He was quite good actually. It might not be a crowd pleaser, but it was a fantastic depiction of what the medium of film can achieve. And
That's
it
a
was,
glowing review.
I loved it. And I went to see it in the IMAX, which was
It's the
brilliant.
way to see it. If you're going to see it,
It's
stay in
like-
the IMAX.
it's
It was
like-
shot on IMAX.
And it was 80% IMAX and one of the most, and it's insanely expensive to film and that sort of stuff as well.
Mhm.
And it's got Bane in it. Not Bane. Yeah, Bane. Yeah. Tom Hardy.
He's the bane of my life.
Okay. And for the most of the film, he had a mask over his face going, "I've got him."
Extra bad. Harry Styles. You don't know you're beautiful. For some reason,
You like
sound a
them?
little bit like Alan Ruckman.
You light up my world like nobody else.
Okay, so that is a rundown of 2017. I hope you've enjoyed it. I think no doubt we will be here next year with hopefully another successful pizza. I think that worked.
That one worked pretty well.
That was
actually.
good.
The
I
Cumberland
enjoyed it.
sausage wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it was fine.
Palatable.
Let us know your thoughts on everything we've been speaking about today down in the comments. I hope you have a very wonderful festive period with your families or have a break. Well, why are you frowning at me?
Because you're not saying the word Christmas, and that's the war on Christmas.
Well, all right, Christmas. I was
Kwanzaa
including
and
New Year in
Hanukkah
that,
and-
all right. And thank you very much to Mr. Conjure for joining me.
Thank you very much for having me.
I will see you in 8 months.
I'll see you in 8 months.
That's
I'll try and send a birthday card this
All
time.
that's left for me to say is thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye now. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Can you leave, please?
How tacky
It's
are these
weird.
glasses?
It's pretty tacky.
Can we
It's
just
not-
appreciate these?
As I said, the first thing I said was they look like some sort of